Hello, welcome to Trending with Macrine. This lovely day, I've got with me today a lovely woman, an amiable daughter of God, a lovely mother, a wife, a son mistress, a pastor. My God, ELOHO CV is like 6 pages.
Wow.
Welcome to Trending with Macrine.
Thank you so much.
Hello.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's nice for you to come on the show. Thank you.
Thanks.
So, how are you today?
I'm fine. I'm good. Thanks.
Right. It's nice having you in the studio with me.
Yeah.
Because I know today will be hot because I know you've got so much to teach me and teachers out there. I was saying earlier on in a program like this that I love what I do because I talk to people that have stories to tell
Yeah.
that we can all learn from, because you might have an idea, you might have a story to tell, you might have a desire, you might have a thought, you might have a concern, and there's someone out there that's gone through that route before. So there's always something to learn from any guest I bring. And what more, today I've brought the CEO of Heartsong Live. It's the
Yay.
UK #1 Christian radio station. It's a 247 radio station. You can sleep and music is playing in your heart, in your ears, in your room, in your house. How lovely. And it's all done by this lovely woman, an Amazon. Well done.
Thank you.
Tell
you
us
so
about
much.
Heartsong Live.
All right. Heartsong Live is a creative media and music ministry that we have set up a few years ago, in 2009.
Right.
It wasn't even in 2009. God gave me a vision years and years ago
Okay.
to start a worship night series and also a TV show called Another Heart.
Wow.
But I never got around to do that. I think I was doing my youth service back in
Mm.
Nigeria then, so I never got around to doing that. But then I moved to the UK in 2007, and then in 2008, 2009, God brought back that vision. You know, it's like, this is what I've asked you to do. This is what I want you to do. So anyhow, at that point, I shared the vision with the man of God, where I was the worship pastor in the church, and he said to me that you are not ready.
My God.
So in 2008, I just put it aside. I'm like, okay, I'm not ready. Let me just leave it, you know. And then I forgot all about it. And in 2010, I got pregnant. And December 2010, I had twins. Yes, everybody was happy, you know. So going into the new year and all of that, I'll be breastfeeding the kids at night. And then there's this deep hunger in me. I was like, okay, I wanted more children because at that point I had only one child. I've got two for the price of one. I should be content, you know. But there was just this deep hunger, and eventually God just reminded me that I wanted you to do this, you know, and you haven't done anything about it. I mean, the dreams and visions that God has placed in my heart that I haven't even seen half of what He's, you know, asked me to. There's still so much, you know, but I mean, you know, everything takes time. There's a process.
There's a process.
So eventually I said, okay, God, here I am, send me, I'll do it, you know. And in 2011, I birthed Heartsong Ministries. Heartsong Ministries is the big body of everything that we run. And at that point, what we were doing, initially I said, oh, I wanted to just have a breakfast meeting for mothers, for women, a ladies' breakfast meeting, and also an awards, not an award ceremony, but something to celebrate women and celebrate mothers, you know, and all of that. So I actually was planning that when God just said, hold on, girl, this is what I want you to do. It's a worship night, you know, I want you to. But I was like, there are other people doing that, you know. It's like, yes, you have 3 children now, right? I said, yes. And you love all 3 of them? I said, yes. But all 3 of them respond to you in different ways. I said, yes. I said, okay, that's how it is. Yes, you've got so many other people who are doing that, but I love you all individually, and you all respond to me in different ways. So go ahead and do your thing. So I was like, okay. So in July 2011, I started the Worship Night series, which is now today called Engage, you know. And part of that is organizing praise and worship events, and also training people in the art of praise and worship, having creative workshops and all of that, just to help people better experience praise and worship, better praise God with understanding, worship Him with understanding. The Bible says He's seeking for those who worship Him in spirit and in truth. So that's how Heartsong Ministries was born. So we run the worship night yearly. We bring different people, different worship leaders from everywhere, Nigeria, the US. I mean, Bob Fitz has been, before, Chevelle Franklin for Jamaica, then lots of Scottish artists, Muyiwa has been, and all of that. So, of course, life is a journey, it's a process, and things begin to unfold. Yes, God had also asked me to do a media ministry, because I always wanted to do that. I come from a background where everyone is into media, where everyone is into media. So it seemed like it was just me who was not doing media. But anyhow, I after a few years, I think about 6 years of doing the Engage night, Engage worship night, I just, God just reminds you. He will bring to remembrance the things He has spoken, concerning you. And there's a portion in the Bible that says, write the vision, make it plain, so that those who see it will run with it. I actually had written the vision, but I forgot. I forgot completely. So anyhow, in Aberdeen, then when I was in Aberdeen, several people had come to me, oh, can you do a radio show for us? At that point, I was like, it's not the right time. I remember 2 radio stations have contacted me. But then a third one, Radio 31, did ask me if I could. Then I had a blog, I Testified, where I was interviewing people with brilliant testimonies. If I could do a show on their radio, I said, okay, I already have this blog, I can convert it into a show. So I did that for 1 year, almost 2 years there, until we moved to Edinburgh. But before we moved to Edinburgh, like I said, when I was going through my notes from, I think it was 2015 or something, when, you know how every 31st night you write out. So I had written the radio station. I forgot. I completely forgot. And so in 2016, just before we left Aberdeen, we started speaking about it. Okay, thank God for my husband, I think he was the one who brought it to my remembrance.
That's good.
Thank God for him. And it was at that point I went back, saw it, I was like, okay. So I now recast the vision, rewrote it, I was like, okay. And then the funny thing is that, if you laugh at this, we're now thinking of names. What do we call it? We had if you see the names we chose.
That's always a challenge. Always a challenge to name a show or program.
I asked all my friends, I asked everybody, what do you think I should call this? What do you think I should call it? Everybody came with their own suggestions. But 1 or 2 said, you already have Heartsong. So why not just, I was like, that makes a lot of sense, because Heartsong Ministries gave birth to worship nights. Heartsong Ministries also giving birth to the media and creative side of the ministry. So that's how it was born.
Wow. That's why I say there's always something to learn from all my guests. This is amazing. One thing I realized is that when we come into the diaspora I'm from Nigeria, ELOHO is from Nigeria. When we come from our homeland, we come here, we just settle for, the menial things, the things that it's just there, you just pick up and just do, but we can actually be at the top. We can be challenged, because this is a challenge,
It is.
To own a radio station, to start something for radio station to say, come do a program for us. And I think that all of us out there, we can learn from this. And I'm glad I'm speaking with her, because I know she's got something to teach us. We don't all have to do all those other things they do. We can do our own things. We are successful from our home countries. We can continue being successful even more here. The earth is the Lord's, the fullness of His, our Father's land, so He can lift us up here. I'm really encouraged, And coming back to media, I'm a media person myself, so I love talking media and talking about naming the program, what name to give it. I know that also, because I remember when I started my crèche in Nigeria, I was thinking of a name, struggling for names. I carried pen and paper. I had 2 kids then, Joshua, Jeremy. I was like, okay, Jojo. No, my second son's name is Dominion. I said Dominion Schools, all kinds of names. But one night, I usually like having pen and paper by my Bible by my bedside every night. And this night, you know, it was like a dream, but it was a vision because I was not sleeping. And I saw two angels standing beside where I was going to build a creche, a female and a male angel, you know. And I just, angelic angels, you know, I just woke up or got out of what it was because I wasn't sleeping. I just wrote angels, you know. And so by daybreak, I picked it up. I'm like, Angel, can I name my creche angels, you know? And then angelic. I said, that's fair. Angelic. Angelic schools, angelic creche. That's fine. And I just settled for that. And my logo became two angels, male and female, because the creche welcomes male and female. And that morning, I entered a covenant with God. I said, as long as this creche stands, no child will fall sick here.
Amen.
And any child that is sick from home, when the child comes here, the child will get well.
Wow.
You know, and God helped us until I had to shut it down to move to the UK. I registered in a hospital called Angelic Care as well.
Wow.
The doctor there, the owner of the hospital, was a consultant pediatrician in National Hospital. So I was like, okay, that's good hospital to register. And I never had to take a child to the hospital, not even for a cot. And even when kids are not feeling well at home, their moms will be like, just take them to the creche. And I've got testimonies, you know, they come and they just mix up with the kids. They forget that anything was ever wrong. And
that's amazing.
you know, so the names are important. I know that's why. And Heartsong, oh, what more from the heart? And God looks in the heart. That's a lovely name, you know.
I mean, even before we started the ministry, it was a big struggle. What should I call it? The Heartsong. Because he's seeking those who worship him from the heart and spirit and in truth. You know? So
that's
all about the heart.
So everybody in the family is a media person, media
almost
guru.
Almost everybody, apart from one.
I think I remember that now.
One.
So from dad,
from my dad,
brothers,
even my mom, my brothers, my sister. I've got I had 5 brothers. We lost one, and 1 sister. So my eldest brother, Zach Amata, of course, is a veteran, is a legend in his own right, you know. And then there's Fred Amata, Ruke Amata, Irumena Amata, my big sister, and my nephew, Jetta Amata, his brother, VFA. So everyone is into media, doing films, doing shows and all that. Watch out for my talk show coming soon. Yes, so everyone is just in that line, and I used to say, I'm not going to follow that line. I'm just going to sing. That's what I've been called to do.
Related. They are related. You can't sing without TV and radio.
I'm telling you.
Wow. That's amazing. And you know, when you were talking about, some of the people are doing the worship thing, you know, there's so many birds there. God made them all. They all have their own part of creation. They all complete the ecosystem. You know, so we don't get discouraged because the next person is doing it. If it's a calling, we must just run with it. Yeah. So I'm encouraged by that. And tell us, if you've got a vision, you've got a thought, a desire, and then you've got the fear to accompany, how do you conquer that? Because you have passed through that. Okay.
The thing is that if you think you have a vision and you're just not going to have any fears, even till date, I still am afraid to take steps. But what I advise people is do it afraid. Do it afraid.
Wow.
You know,
that's a catchy phrase.
because except it's not a vision that God has given you, except it's not a dream. Some people will say if your dream doesn't scare you, then it's not from God. Do you understand? If you can do it yourself, you won't be scared of anything. It's like, okay, my dream or my vision is to walk down there. Okay, I can walk down there. But when I say my dream is to build, I'm like, God, I need you, you know. And then when I say do it afraid, it means at this point I'm saying, God, I can't do it on my own. Do you understand? So I need your help. So if you've got a vision, if you've got a dream, it's okay to be scared. It's good to be scared. But do it afraid. Surround yourself with people who will encourage you, people who will build you up. There are some people that God has just placed in your life that there are 2 kinds of people, or 3 or more, but there are this kind of people who are just there to just fan your flames, to just push you, to encourage you, even when you feel like this is not working, this is not what God has said. There are people God has positioned. So you need to find those kind of people around you. And for those who you will share your visions, like, man, maybe you are dreaming. Like I remember some people like, are you serious? You can't even do this. You
Even
know.
your pastor told you were not ready.
Exactly.
When God
Oh
told
yeah,
you
there's
were ready.
there's
the
more.
man says you're
There's
not ready.
more. There's more
My
ahead.
God,
But maybe some other day. You know. But just do it afraid and be sure God has called you. Be sure God has given you the vision.
and He'll back you.
He'll back you up. Yeah.
That's amazing. Right. I was going through ELOHO's studio house. I don't want to start counting the awards I'm seeing, but God, can you tell me about some of them? They're really outstanding. And why is it on my show? The next time I come to the studio, the next time you're on ELOHO, we're going to film each one of them, because that is where you have reached, that is where you're going.
Yeah.
And that's an encouragement. I'm pointing at them, I'm not showing them today, but there's so many of them, and they're not just small ones. And my God, well done, darling. Tell us about some of those awards.
Okay, the very first one I'm going to speak about is years and years ago, even before I moved to the UK. My church in Nigeria, in Port Harcourt, the Place of Grace, we had been ordained, we had gone through different phases of ministry. First of all, I was ordained as a deaconess, ordained as a minister, and then a pastor. And then when I was ordained as a pastor, I was leading the choir, and then my pastor said, no, we want you to now lead the ushering department. I was like, how come usher, choir? I'm a singer. Why would I be doing ushering? So I was really upset. I was throwing a tantrum. I spoke to some people. That's why I say surround yourself with good people. Spoke to a few people. Some people was like, don't do anything about it. They will take the position away from you. And I'm someone that once I put my heart and mind into anything, I just go all out. I'm passionate about everything I do. So I was like, okay, ushering. You want me to be usher? Okay, I'll tell you what I can do. So I went on the internet, I researched about ushering, what to do. I started, in fact, revamped the whole ushering department in church. Ushering with style. Revamped it. We're having early morning meetings. I was like, okay, we need, and then people were responding, married women with children. It was so amazing. Anyway, I did that for a year. I love my church in Nigeria because they rotate leadership. So you don't feel like the Lord and Master. This is my department. And then at the end of the year, and of course, like I said, because I'm passionate, I'm committed to everything I do, I just threw myself into the work. So at the end of the year, they were giving awards, and guess what? ELOHO won the most outstanding, what's that? I can't remember what that was. Church worker, I think. Most outstanding church worker. There's another one that's not here. I think the kids must have broken it. The most something department, and then the most something house fellowship. So I won 3 awards that year from church. And then coming to the UK, I released my first album in 2014. That year I was nominated for several awards. One of them was the Women of Praise Awards. Women of Praise just celebrates women who are doing great stuff. So that's one. I was also nominated for a Praise Tech Gospel Music Awards. I couldn't go for that award, but a friend of mine went to represent me.
That's good.
And I got that one. Then in Aberdeen, I got the Best Gospel Act, something like that. And the one I got last year, I really loved it, from Bossline Media. It's just to celebrate my contribution for the way I empower people through Christian initiatives. You know? So those are some of the awards, and I'm grateful and thankful to God for them.
You've done well. And one thing I want to say again is she promotes people. She picks people up, you know. If you've got a music, a talent, you know, the studio is there, ELOHO is there to encourage you, because she's passed through that. Remember, she's from a line of media guru, people that have, you know, been successful. If you're successful in Nigeria in this industry, you'll be successful anywhere, because I think we've got one of the most successful media outfits in the world, even the movie industry, even the music industry. So come here, you'll be promoted. She loves to inspire, and that's, ELOHO told me she was going to challenge me, because I've had my own dream and I just kept it somewhere. And she's been up to it, you know, and pushing, and God bless her for us. So come, she will lift you up. Come speak with her, you know, talk to her about what you're doing. If it's a dream that has not been born, better for you, because that was how she started, you know. So she can push you, and that dream must come out, you know. The appointed time is now, the set time is now. So there is no hiding for us. There's going to be more coming with ELOHO because we've not even started on the topics. I listed a number of questions for her, but for some reasons I'm just cutting this short today.
Okay.
I'm going to give her enough time to prepare for me. I've got a lot of things to ask her because it's going to help us out there. We're going to talk about motherhood. We're going to talk about being a mother in this country and being a CEO of a company. You have to attend to all. Being a wife, and then you go to church, you've got responsibilities again. You've got responsibilities everywhere, and you have to meet them all.
Yeah.
So how do you balance all of that? That's coming next time. Because I know we struggle with that, you know, how do I balance my time? I just quit a job now because I couldn't continue.
Oh, I had to quit as well several years ago. Yeah.
So that's how it is, you know, there are some challenges, but then there are solutions. And I know, again, one thing is that we don't all have to just be doing the white collar job. We've got to be, you know, stop working for Uncle Sam like Pastor Sunday Adelaja, another mentor of mine will say, and he's going to come on this show soon as well. So it's been wonderful talking with you, ELOHO.
Thank you.
Tell me about your lovely kids and husband.
I've got three of the world's most greatest kids. Nathan is 14.
Wow.
Amy and Josh are 7. They're twins. And my husband is amazing. Jude, he's an engineer. He gives me all the support in the world. He puts me right though. He's always firm on me. He's my greatest critic. He's my greatest fan. And I love it when he...
We love you, Jude.
I just love it when he does his thing with me. But yeah, they're amazing. I love them so much, and they're my most priceless possession.
That's good.
Gifts.
So next time we're talking with ELOHO, Jude will just sit beside her.
No, he doesn't like.
He will come on this show. He will come on this show because he's one of our fans and he's going to say a word to us. He's pushed this woman this far. He has something to say to us. Thank you, ELOHO.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
You're coming again?
Yep.
And again?
And again.
And again. And many times again.
Amen.
Thank you. It's nice talking with you.
Amen. Thanks a lot.
God bless you.
Bless you too.
Bye now. Thank you for being with us today. See you again next week. Bye.